Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Black the Barber with another interview. You want to tell the people who you are?
My name is Jeremie and I'm a 19-year-old entrepreneur.
Wow. So tell us about your journey, Jeremy. How did you become an entrepreneur?
So ever since I was little, my grandfather taught me the trades. That's my business. I'm a general contractor. So ever since I was able to walk and talk, my grandfather taught me how to put down flooring, do carpentry, woodworking, things of that nature. So from there, about I want to say 14 years old, 15, I actually worked here in the mall, and I did not like it. I did not like the 9 to 5 life. So my mother told me to start a business. Thought about it. I started a landscaping business, a snow removal business, and then I had the idea to just take into trades. So then from there, when I was about I want to say 16, 17, I made my general contracting company, and from there started flourishing, especially outside of high school, so now that's what I do.
That's cool. Were you afraid to spread your wings, guess we could say, to become an entrepreneur? Was it scary at first?
It wasn't scary, it was just getting used to hearing the word no. So I was very excited to get started on this journey. It was new. I'm a very adventurous person, so I didn't mind, getting my feet wet. But with me being a young black man, keyword most definitely young, being a contractor is very difficult. People, prefer an experienced contractor, so it was really hard, adjusting to hearing the words no.
So let's talk about perseverance. That's very interesting. Are there times that psychologically you felt like giving up, or you thought that you wasn't as good as you are because people told you no?
Yes, most definitely. So in the contracting world, a lot of black contractors do either bad work or they have bad customer service. So I hear that all the time. When I first started my business, it was actually cleanup jobs, meaning they have usually a black crew of contractors do some work and they end up getting fired and they have me come finish the job. So with that in mind, hearing the word no and then having that bad reputation already, and with me not being experienced and me being young, yeah, most definitely kind of knocked me off edge a little bit, but I knew if I just, continued to stay on my path, that God would eventually bless me, and He sure did.
Now you mentioned God. Is God a big part of your success?
Most definitely. I'm just now starting to dive into religion now, and I can say my life is 1,000 times better than what it was before.
What's the difference?
Strength. So, like how you just asked about how have I felt like, giving up when people tell me no. A few months ago, because I just started maybe about a month or two ago getting into religion. A few months ago, when things get weak, I just really kind of break down. I get stressed out real easily. But now I pray, and oh my goodness, the stress, I don't even feel stressed anymore. I feel like I can take on the world. So just strength and mindset most definitely helps.
Okay. I know off of camera, we've talked about things, your upbringing, some of the struggles that you faced. You told me about, I don't know if it was a previous boyfriend of your mother and things that you guys went through. You care to talk about that?
Yeah, so I grew up without a father. So my father went to jail for having heroin. And he used to abuse my mom and all that bad stuff. My mom broke free. He went to jail when I was about 4, and from there my mom moved and she basically kind of started her life all over. From there she met a new man, and they had a baby, which is my little brother, about, he's 5 years under me. And I didn't like him at all. Even when I first met him, I remember as a baby I told my mom that I didn't like him. So he was very verbally abusive and physically abusive to me and my little brother. So my mom went into a depression. She went into the hospital when I was in 8th grade. She was in the hospital for a few months, and he was supposedly taking care of everything, like the bills in the house. Got my mom into bankruptcy because he didn't pay a single bill. So credit is messed up, all that bad stuff. And when she got back from the hospital, he was treating her bad, wasn't really taking care of her. And she's better now, but back then it was real bad. I was real introverted. I'd come home and went straight to my room. Anyway, fast forward about my sophomore year, right before I made my business, we ended up getting in a fight because He didn't really respect what I was doing when it came to like me being in honors classes, sports. It was always, whatever he said, that has to be done right away.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting into altercation. We ended up fighting over something, and from there, my mom divorced him, and now we live a very happy life now that he's out the picture.
Growing up without a father and not having a real male figure in your life, how did you learn to become a man, and what's your definition of a man?
So I kind of based it off of my mother. So that's a very good question. So it was a lot of meditation, I can say that. I lightly pray, but it was mainly meditation, knowing myself, and basically saying, what can I do to help my mom? That's how I based off being a man. So my definition of a man is a provider, one that's willing to sacrifice his own needs for the people he loves and truly cares about. So how I became a man, in my opinion, was figuring out what my mom needed and being able to provide that for her. So whenever she needed help with the bills, I'd be there for her. If she needed help, emotionally, something is wrong with her at work, I sit down and listen. And then also, trying to be the best man I can be for my little brother, because my little brother role model isn't really a good role model. That's, my stepfather that I end up fighting. He doesn't even contact my little brother. Doesn't call him, talk to him. He moved out to Washington a year ago and called him about 2 times in the last year. Doesn't even text him. So, going back to the question, basically how I became a man was figuring out what my mom needed and figuring out what I needed to be a good example for my little brother.
Wow, that's excellent. Where can the people watching you, where can they reach you? Or how can they reach you?
You can go on my Instagram at Lander Handiwork, or if you email landerhandiwork@gmail.com, and you can reach me out from there, and from there we can talk on there.
Jeremie, thanks, man. Are there any final words that you have for the people that are watching you, especially young people that are looking for mentorship or just a person they can look up to?
Stay disciplined. That's all I'm about, is being disciplined. And people get the motivation and discipline confused, and they think they're the same thing when they're really not. I tell people all the time that motivation is just an idea. Motivation is, I want that car. But when things get tough, you can easily say, I don't want that car anymore, I can quit. So that's when discipline comes in, where you just really lock in, and again, pray, meditate, and just stay disciplined. That's all I can give out for the young men in the world.
Jeremie, I thank you for this interview.
Of course.